Transforming America. Coal is a rock-like substance from the ground. It is a fossil fuel, like oil and gas. When you burn coal, heat and energy are released. By the time Albert was born, coal was changing the lives of millions of Americans. Albert was growing up during a time of great technological change called the Industrial Revolution, and coal was the power behind it. Coal was fueling the trains speeding across America. Now it was possible to travel faster than ever before. Coal was powering the giant new ships sailing across the ocean. And coal was being used in factories to make iron and steel. The new materials were used to build America's bridges and skyscrapers. During this time, thousands of coal mines were blasted into the ground. Many were in Illinois, Kentucky, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. In these states, large deposits of coal had been discovered. Some of these mines were 1,200 feet underground. That's as deep as the Empire State Building is tall. People came from all over the United States to work in these mines. They also came from European countries across the Atlantic Ocean. Down in the Cherry Mine, Albert would have heard at least 10 languages spoken. But America's love of coal had a dark side. Using coal creates pollution. It poisons rivers and fills the air with toxins. By the end of the 1800s, a mix of soot and grime hung over many American cities. Today, we know that burning coal also adds to climate change. Now you want to stop? And this is where you're going to stop and fill out your graphic organizer for main idea. Pause, and then come back and play the article of me reading it, and then continue filling out the graphic organizer for the next section. Difficult and dangerous. Mining coal was a tough and dirty job. Day after day, miners blasted through rock with dynamite. They cut out the coal with heavy tools, their backs aching. They shoveled the coal into cars that looked like giant metal buckets. Then mules pulled the coal cars along metal tracks, like the tracks on a roller coaster. The tracks ended at an air shaft. From there, the coal was carried up the shaft to the surface. And it wasn't just grown men who toiled in the mines. In the early 1900s, thousands of children like Albert did too. Some were as young as 8 years old. Since 1885, the U.S. government had laws about who could work in the mines. Children had to be at least 12, but these laws were often ignored. It's hard to understand why parents would let their kids work in dangerous mines, but many families were very poor. They faced a terrible choice. They could send their children to work or watch them go hungry. In fact, Albert and Richard likely felt proud to work at the mine. Their father had died a few years earlier. It was up to them to support their mother and little sister. Okay, now you're going to stop again and go fill out the graphic organizer for this section of text, finding the main idea and supporting details.